guys, so in this section of the notes, we're going to talk about how to analyze graphs. We have the following graph given to us, and you want to answer the following questions. So when my x is between 0 and 4, first of all, when x is 0, isn't it right here? When x is 4, it's right here. So we're looking at the graph from these two green points. What's happening to the y? So y blank 0. So the y is the one that goes up and goes down. So what's going on with the graph? Is the graph above 0? Or is the graph below 0? So you notice the graph goes like that. So it's actually below 0. So we would say when it equals, look, when the x equals 0, it's actually less than or equal to 0. Because at 0 is exactly at 0. At 4 is exactly at 0. And anywhere in between is less than 0. So you need to put that little equal sign at the bottom or it will be wrong. For x between 4 and 8, now let's do 4 and 8. Same thing. In between, everything is above 0, but in those 2 points is equal to 0. So you use the greater than or equal to 0. You see that? Initially, very important, at the beginning, when x increases, when the x gets bigger, so let's use a different color. When x gets bigger, what happens to the y? Does the y get bigger or smaller? Remember, y positive numbers go up, y negative numbers go down. So notice since the graph is going down, that's gonna not increase but decrease. The slope of the graph is equal to blank for all x between 0 and 3. Now we're talking about slope. Between 0 and 3, where are we? Between 0, 3 is right there. Now, do you remember slope? Let's go back to 8th grade. Slope is considered the rise over the run. So if we were to start at 0, how many do I need to go down to reach that point? I need to go down 3. So I went down 3. And how many do I need to go to the right? For if I'm at 0, I want to get to 3. I go 3 to the right. But guys, if I go 3 down for my rise, when you go down, isn't it negative 3? And when you go to the right, isn't it positive 3? Well, with a calculator, what's negative 3 divided by 3? That's a negative 1. So you found your slope. Your slope is actually equal to negative 1. Starting at x equals 3, y blank as x increases. So when my x is 3, when my x goes to the right, when it keeps going to the right, what's happening to my y? Look, at 3, I'm right here. What's happening to my y, guys? It's actually going up. So another way of saying going up is increases. So they both increase. Now, last one, the slope of the graph for x between 3 and 5, once again, rise over the run. When x is 3 and x is 5, how many, let me erase this real quick. How many do I need to go up? How many do I go up? Well, if I'm at negative 3 and I get to positive 3, didn't I go 6 up? And if I'm at 3 and I went to 5, didn't I went 2 to the right? Rise over the run, guys. So I went up 6. That's positive 6. I went 2 to the right. That's positive 2. With a calculator, isn't that a positive 3? That's the slope. So we find the slope, which is positive 3, when x equals 3 and x equals 5. And that's basically how you analyze a graph.